Good morning. Good morning. Hey, y'all. It is Wednesday, May 21st. I always do that and have to look and see if what time it is. Um, welcome. We are doing a fun journaling page this morning. So, this is something that I haven't really done much of with y'all at all. And I hope that you're going to enjoy it. I think it'll be fun. So come in and say hello, say hi if you're on the replay. Would love to know where you're coming from and what you are doing today. What state? I was wondering, how many different states do we get represented here on a regular basis? So look at this. I have got my Bomb Pop earrings in. It is officially summer here in Florida. I saw these at Target the other day and I grabbed them. It is officially summer. I clocked 95 degrees on my car temperature yesterday. It's awful. It's awful. I don't want to be outside at all. It's just so muggy. But at least we get to do all the fun summer things with our Bomb Pops. My daughter is obsessed with Bomb Pops too. So we are ending up our school, wrapping up all the school stuff. So my kids are homeschooled, and I told them that Thursday would be their last day. We're going to go ahead and take last day of school pictures here probably today, because tomorrow I'm headed to the homeschool convention, and I'm going to leave them behind for a little bit. So we're going to get our last day of school pictures and just go on into summer, I guess. I'm looking forward to a little less structure and a little bit just more fun. So, all right, here's what we're doing today. We are going to do some stickers on this new journal. So I love these Lictorm 1917. Oh, there's a little spider on my page. Hello. Okay. Sorry. When you live in the country, you find spiders all the time. So I love these Lictorm 1917 notebooks. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly or not. It's German, I believe. And so this was my third one, and I got it in yesterday. Super excited because it's just in time for the homeschool convention. And it's a fun thing that I enjoy doing is taking notes during all the sessions. There's tons of sessions. And so here is my current notebook that I've been working from for, I think, the last couple of years. So it's lasted me a good long time. I use these for all my sermon notes and sermon notes, convention notes, mastermind calls. I keep notes from phone calls and things in there, lists, anything that, I need to remember. So you can see here as I just flip through, this was me. Okay, this was just like me doing notes for my Sunday school class, preparing for a lesson there. And I think all of these were me preparing for lessons, and then church notes. But when I started this 2 years ago, it was for the homeschool convention 2023. So I went to a ton of sessions that weekend, and it was so fun. Look at that. So fun. Sometimes with sermon notes, I get a little boxed in, I think, feeling like, I don't know, they all start to look the same. But with the convention, because I'm not really working off of, points 1, 2, 3. I don't know. I get a little bit more creative with them. So this is what I did a couple of years ago with those. And they're fun. They just always look different. So we have got to get this new notebook ready. And then I thought I would do a little journaling page with you on this one to start the journal off. I didn't do that in this one. I put a sticker there. I wrote my name, but I didn't do any sort of introductory page or anything. So, and then here, let me show you this too. In the back, there's this little folder. So I have like some pictures and things in here that I need to pull out because I forgot about them. But I'm getting down to the last couple pages of this. And so I felt like this was a good time. I'll probably still use this for my sermon notes for the next few weeks. But since convention can be lots of sessions and I take lots of notes, I wanted a fresh notebook for it. So here, I forgot to grab my scissors. Let me grab this so I don't wreck my nails. So you don't have to watch me struggle, but I like to put some stickers on the front because it just personalizes it and makes it fun and colorful. So this time I picked this pretty green. I think it was called Spring Green. And if you're watching with me, say hi so I know who's here and I know who's watching. Let me know. So again, I love that it's got this band. And then I always choose the dot grid because when you have lines, it can sometimes mess your brain up and you feel like you just have to stay in the lines, right? That's kind of how we were taught with school. Like, oh, stay within the lines. You got to stay on the lines. And it's hard to sort of envision anything beyond those lines. They're very distracting. And a blank page, I have done some blank page notebooks before where there's nothing. And hold on, I just saw something that caught my, okay. I was like, I saw lines and that threw me off. But this is the content pages. I guess if you're doing bullet journaling and you want to mark what page something starts on, that's what that's for. So the blank page is sometimes not enough guidance if you need a little help with a straight line. So I love the bullet because it's very faint, but it is enough that you can still keep a straight line with your boxes and your lines and all of that. So it's like a helpful little tool, but not super distracting to your eye. So here's last times, and I used a bunch of my stickers. So I pulled some. I have a lot of stickers in the in my inventory. This got a little scratch on it from the band, from the packaging. I don't think you could see it. Oh, and it's blurry. Hopefully that'll clear up in just a second. So with this one here, let me hold it up a little closer. Maybe it'll focus better. So I did the Shalom, the Be Still and Know I'm God. I tried to pick ones that had colors that went with this pretty teal. I placed this one a little too close to the edge, so it's always kind of been, you know, I don't know, folded up a little bit. But it's 2 years old. They're still bright. They haven't faded or anything. And they're all vinyl stickers too. They're not paper. So like if it gets wet or something, it's not going to mess it up. They're like waterproof. Like you could put it on your cup and put it in the dishwasher and it would be totally fine. So these are the stickers that I used last time. And there's definitely some of my favorites in here that I like to use all the time. So let us, hold on just a second. I was going to try to get another camera going over here so that I can do this as a reel later. Whenever you're recording stuff, you're always like, oh, how could I turn this into a reel? Okay. So let's pick some stickers. I would love your feedback and your interaction because this is a dynamic process of figuring out what to use and what not to use. So I have the Pray About Everything. And again, I picked things that I felt like had colors that would look good with the spring green. So this one says, pray and the peace of God will guard your heart, from Philippians. Prayer warrior, that's not as bright of a green. It's really more of a eucalyptus sage green. He restores my soul. So I got different sizes here too. Faith, hope, and love. Love that one. Got different sizes. So I used the Shalom last time. I may not use that this time. This cute little Fisher of Men one with the fishing pole. Do you like to pray about everything, Carissa? It does match perfect. The greens almost look like they're made to go together. Maranatha. Maranatha means come, Lord Jesus. They said that in the Bible. Who said that? Paul? My Jesus, I love thee. See, these little mini ones are so fun. But what's good about them is that they can kind of fit in the gaps between the bigger ones. The Lord is with you. So I don't know if my camera's focused enough so y'all could see the detail on these. Hineni, again, if you followed me for a while, you know that I love this word from the Bible, Hineni. I've talked about it a bunch of times. It means, here I am, Lord. You're offering yourself to the Lord for his work in your life. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. So that one's fun. That one actually matches really good. And then even so it is well with my soul. So I'm going to do front and back. So I have to pick, I'm not going to do the be still maybe because I did it last time. This one says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And sometimes we need that reminder when our life, maybe we're going through a lot of change, which my family has been going through a lot of change in the last few years. It feels like constant things are changing, and it's been kind of hard on us. And so this verse is one that always encourages me, because at least I know that Jesus will never change in my life, So good morning, Doris. I'm glad you made it. So I don't know if I'll use that one or not, but we're going to just set it there to the side. This one too, it says he will cover you with his feathers and shelter you with his wings. So that one's got that pretty green in it, and I kind of want to use that. Oh, I don't know. It's hard to choose. I do like that one though there. So maybe these could go on the back, or maybe the pray about everything can go on the back. Let me show a few more of these. Always pray, never lose heart. It's got pretty green in it. Did I use that one? Yes, I did. I used it on the back. What time I am afraid, I will trust in thee. Give thanks in all circumstances. The green matches there with that one, but it's so big. So I'm trying to think, okay, this one I thought would be really fun to be on the front. Your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. And you can overlap them, but I am going to be careful not to go over the crease. Last time I thought it would be fine, and I just went over the edge a little bit, but then with the opening and the closing, the creasing of it, it didn't go well. So I'm going to try and watch that this time. And then we have, oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. That one's really bright and colorful, and that's one of my favorite designs. Oddly enough, it's one of the very first ones I ever did too. A wise teacher makes learning a joy. So I posted this one last week, I think, because it's coming up the end of the school year. And I think that one, even if a teacher is not a Christian or you don't know where they stand, you could give them a sticker. I have this actually as a card and an art print too, but you could give it to them, because what teacher doesn't want to be wise? And what teacher doesn't want to be a joy to their students? Most teachers get into teaching, I think, because they want to make learning a joy, and they want to make it a fun thing, and they want to teach the younger generations. And so I think this would be a great gift to give a teacher, even if they're not a Christian, even if they, you don't really know their spiritual beliefs. It says that it's Proverbs down there, but it's a way to get scripture in their hands and be something that they can look at and be reminded of, So this one says, be strong and courageous. And if you're kind of more of an outdoorsy, or you enjoy I just love those deer antlers with this one. And this one's been one of my most popular stickers. I was kind of surprised by that, to be honest with you. A woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. I pulled out a few of my patriotic ones to show you since we're coming up on Memorial Day weekend. I've got God Bless America here with the flag. And don't get at me because, yes, it doesn't have 50 stars. And I see people on the internet be like, that's not a perfect representation of the flag. And I think maybe they're missing out on that. It's inspired. It's inspired by the flag, but I couldn't fit 13 stripes on there and 50 stars. So that's just, it is what it is. Good morning, Tanya. Good to see you. And then we have the God Bless America, the Irving Berlin song. So I love that. So those are two of the patriotic stickers that are in there. And then the I Am Fearfully and Wonderfully Made. I thought maybe the pink would look good with the green, but it's not one of my favorites. Jesus Only Jesus maybe could go on the back. Pray Bold Prayers. This is one of my favorite ones that I use almost all the time. Almost all the time. I'm like, I love this so much. This reminder to, we've got a big God and to pray bold prayers, and he hears us. So, and then this is from Esther. Perhaps you were born for such a time as this. Again, this green, it matches really nicely. And then we have Redeemed, just one word. It has kind of a watercolor look to it. I know it's kind of hard to tell with the lighting, but it's got a watercolor look. And then I also have Forgiven, which those are fun, and sometimes they can kind of fit in an awkward space just because they're a different shape. And then the Not Today Satan. So that one's just kind of tongue in cheek, that we're not going to let the enemy come at us today. So those are the ones that I pulled. I have more downstairs, but those are the ones that I thought could possibly work. So I heard someone said that they liked the Pray About Everything, or that it matches perfectly. So let me know, what do you think? Should we, how should we do this? It's like it's like putting together a puzzle. And I have a hard time choosing because I love them all. But what if we went, these two are really big. The Pray About Everything and the Your Word is a Lamp unto My Feet is really big. You can look, this is like what size is this? 5x7-ish notebook. And so look how much room that takes up. It takes up a lot of space. So we could do that and that. Do maybe a couple little ones. Bless Lord, O my soul, and my Jesus, I love thee. Okay, and then maybe that big one. How's that look? Or kind of covers up a little too much. I need another kind of small one. I like the black and white on the green background there. I'm going to push away the ones that I feel like I probably will not use. I might do this one on the back and then do this one here so that those two are not competing so much. Maybe turn this one like that. How's that look? Oh, I love that. Tanya said she's made sublimation mugs with the Esther verse for some of her coworkers. What a sweet gift. I bet they loved that. I love whenever you can use your creative talents and crafting skills to bless other people. So maybe I'll do that. Now the only other thing is that because I used this one last time, I really love the black and white Hineni one. Too much round. Those two greens don't go together either. Jesus, only Jesus. And sometimes, Crystal, you can overcomplicate things that are unnecessary. I kind of like that. And instead of, let's see, I want to do the Bless the Lord, oh my soul, and then the Hineni up here, I think. Okay, I like that. Kind of like the way that it's overlapped too. So, all right, I'm going to pull this one out. That one's going to be on the bottom. This is the tricky part, is peeling off the backings of these things. You can just really like grab a corner, then it feels super easily. And these are super smooth. And if you put them down and you feel like, oh, I made a mistake, I don't like it there, you can pull them back up and they will re-stick. You just want to be careful maybe not to crease the edges too much, because it won't uncrease, you know, if you kind of like bend it in too much on the edges. All right, let's see. Oh, I'm going to have to turn it so it doesn't cover up too much there. Oh no, how did I have that? Because I feel like, was it covering up more than I realized? Maybe, maybe. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. We're just going to do a little overlappy there because I don't know how I had that. But it is overlapping a little bit more than I wanted it to. Does Forgiven fit better? Maybe Forgiven fits a little bit better, but it doesn't match as good. What do y'all think? Yes? Hi, Lisa. Happy Wednesday to you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just do it. So I had put all this on sale, like the stickers and everything are 20% off for Memorial Day. I sent out an email this morning if you're on my email list with the code, but because you're on the live, I'll share it with you too. It is America 20. And so most everything in the shop is, let me stick this under here. Most everything in the shop is 20% off for Memorial Day. So if you want to try out some of these stickers, they really last a long time. They don't fade, and you can put them through the dishwasher on a cup and everything. So if you like them, or if your grandkids like them, or your kids, okay. I had this layered, but now I'm trying to think. Okay, hold on. Pause. I'm going to set this right here because I think this one needs to go next on the bottom. So if at crystalwitten.com, you look on there, the code is at the top of the website. So it says America 20, and that's the code for the 20% off. So you can maybe pick some of your favorites for a fun little summer treat. I've got like tea towels. I've got that Irving Berlin God Bless America tea towel. And okay, before I do that, let's do this one. It's going to go down here. We're just going to overlap that a tiny bit. Still want to be able to read it, but I do like when they're overlapped. And then you just kind of like press and smooth it out, like smooth out any bubbles or anything. You can see how they're kind of overlapped differently. I always try to keep the Hineni one on a notebook because it's a good reminder to me to constantly dedicate my heart to the Lord and say, today, Lord, whatever I'm doing, I want you to use me. I want to be a vessel. So that's what that means. All right. Okay, come on now. The little ones are a little bit harder to grab. Whenever you watch this on a reel, it's sped up. All right. Come in. Come in, babe. All right. Look at that. Looks good. Hey, baby, I'm live. How are you? Do you need something? She's like, I don't want to speak. Okay, so here's what the, hang on just a second, babe. Here's what that looks like. I think it's good. I'm happy with it. There's maybe a little bit more background showing than what I'm used to there. I maybe would even like to kind of want to like pull that up and overlap them a little bit better, but I might do that later so you don't have to watch. And then on the back, you're kind of dealing with this strap. Haven, you can say what you need. Do you need something? Okay, she's going to write me a note. All right, so we'll go faster on the back one because the back doesn't matter as much as this one does. So we're just not going to do that right now. Do your other things from this morning first, okay? Later. Yeah, later. All right. So I've got to figure out a way to narrow down the screen time so they don't get up in the morning and grab the iPad or the, device and think like, oh, it's summer, I can play. So I'm working on that. Always working on that. That is a work in progress for sure because it is a constant challenge. Who knows what I'm talking about if you've got kids with devices? It is a challenge for sure. All right, I really want to do the your word one on the back. So I know for sure I'm going to go ahead and put that here, and then we could do the redeemed going up this way. The Jesus, only Jesus would fit in there between the straps. And then I think that works. I like that. So do you have plans for Memorial Day, or are y'all going anywhere? Do you have any family members that you're remembering for Memorial Day that you're honoring? Because I know that is the purpose for Memorial Day, not, just getting together and kick off to the summer and barbecues and all that. I don't ever want to forget the reason why we the reason why we remember Memorial Day. So actually tomorrow, I'm planning on coming live again tomorrow to do a project that is using one of these templates, and I actually have them here under me. So don't let me forget to talk about that later, but I think I'm going to do a Memorial Day Freedom Isn't Free template from the Scripted Faith Collective on my chalkboard back here, just to refresh it and do a Memorial Day design. So I'm going to try to be back on here tomorrow morning. My plan is to be on at 10 o'clock again. And then I'm going to be headed to the homeschool convention. I'm going to Orlando tomorrow. And the homeschool convention for me starts tomorrow night. I don't go to the early stuff that some people go to, like the leadership summit stuff. But I'm so excited. It's always a time of renewal. Normally I go by myself and I meet with some girlfriends, and it is almost like a girls' weekend away, but it's such a way to renew your heart because the sessions are so good. They're on the family and they're focused on the Lord, and it just kind of helps re-energize you to being like, okay, this is why we're homeschooling. We can do this again. Because I mean, I'm just always coming up this time of year limping, dragging to the finish line, like, oh, I'm so tired. It's hard, but really with school with your kids, it's like choose your hard. Which hard do you want? So we're finishing up our 5th year homeschooling. And so this year, my family is actually coming. They're coming on Friday. And a little part of me is kind of like, why did I open that door? Should have just gone by myself, but I think it'll be fun. I think we'll have some good family time, just us. So, okay. Well, there is that. And I actually kind of like the back a little bit better than I like the front, but the front is good too. It's just, I don't like that this one feels like it's sort of floating by itself. So I may move it and then squeeze in another little mini one or something. So I'll post a picture later to show you what it looks like when it's all finished. But let's do a little journaling page. So, what's funny is that, okay, I'm like, I think they sent me one in another language, but it does have English there. It says, please return to, and then thank you very much. But these are German notebooks. So it has German first, and then I guess French. So you can put your name there. So I can put my name there, and then maybe we'll do like a little journaling page on here. This page doesn't want to go flat, but we'll do like a little fun page. So be thinking of like what we could write on that page. I'm going to put May 2025 so I can have it dated for when I started it. And then maybe we just put other words and things around it. So be thinking of some suggestions because I'm going to take y'all's suggestions on what to write in there. So I'm just going to put my name. And I guess if you wanted to, you could put your phone number. Okay, this pen is, the tip of it is kind of weird. It needs to be worn down just a little bit, but I'm just going to go over my letters. And here, let me zoom it in just a little bit so you can see closer up. There, hopefully that helps a little bit. Hey, Donna, good morning to you. I'm glad you were able to make it on. And y'all know that I'm also streaming these to YouTube so that when Facebook deletes them, they will always be living on my YouTube page. So if you've got YouTube, go over there and follow me. It's Crystal Witten Studio. And then you can catch up maybe on older videos that maybe you missed or touch base on there. I have some older videos. I haven't uploaded a video in a while. It's not a platform that I've really focused on, but I used to add videos to my blog a long time ago. And so there's some older videos in there that I did for my blog posts that people still leave comments for them and stuff, and somehow find them maybe through Pinterest or something. But I still think they're good videos, even though they were done a while ago. So, all right. And then you could put your phone number there too or something if you wanted to. I'm not going to do that today on the internet. So, okay, what should I put? I'm going to start off with May. I've got my jar of touch pens here. These are the Pentel touch pens. So this is not all the colors. I bought a 24 pack, but I pulled out some of the ones that I thought would look pretty and summery. So I'm going to start with this darker navy, and we're going to put the date in here when we started it. So, and this already I feel like is smoother. For some reason, this Tombow, I love Tombows, but this one, the tip of it has gotten, I need to just scribble with it a little bit and kind of wear it down just a little bit because it's almost got this little tip thing going on that feels weird. So this one feels real smooth. And this paper is also very smooth. So normally I would feel a little bit nervous that it might smear for me, but it might a little bit. So if you're worried about smudging or smearing, if you're left-handed, get your little card handy. Here's mine. Just like a little piece of paper, a little card, and put it underneath your hand to block your hand so that you don't smudge it. So I'm just going back over these, kind of darkening them and smoothing my lines. You can see where you've gone over it twice and where you haven't because of the color looking darker in certain spots. So May, and then we'll do big 2025. 20. All right. So we kind of went around those letters a little bit, fitting them together, nesting them like puzzle pieces. And then I'm just going to go down here and make my thick strokes a little bit thicker. All right. There we go. And then good morning, Marisa. Carissa, is it Carissa? It's Carissa. This is the Look Term 1917. It's the A5 size. I got it on Amazon. I've ordered it a bunch of times. In your comments, I believe I put all the resources links. So there is a link there. It's like a link to a links page, which I know is weird because the Amazon link is so long and ugly. I was afraid Facebook might flag it as spam or something. So in that links page for Amazon stuff, so you can see all my favorite lettering tools. It's saved on that list. And it's the first thing on that page when you pull it up. So you'll see what I'm talking about. But scroll down in there until you see this notebook. And I like the dot grid, but it does come in plain and lined. So you can pick the one that you like, but a bunch of different colors. Some really fun colors too. So these are probably my favorite notebook now. Now that I'm not selling notebooks, this is the notebook that I like the most. So, all right, I'm going to outline that. Just a little cloud. Okay, and so from there, you can even add little embellishments if you want, like a little shadow. So I'm going to just draw in these little shadows. Kind of trying to make it look like a drop shadow. So it's not necessarily, I should have, well, drop shadow-ish. So kind of all off to the right-hand side. And then you could color that in. I'm going to just do some lines like this for some texture. And it's nice because these touch pens have a flexible tip, so you have to be, careful and light-handed with them. But you've got a finer point on there to make thin lines, and then if you press down harder, then you can make the nice thick line. So it's a Fudenosuke type pen like the Tombow one. Okay, so what should we put around it? I know for sure that I was going to say summer, like the word summer, in a color. Let's do yellow for that. So summer, Memorial Day. What else could we do? What else could I say? Give me your feedback. Give me some ideas. So let's do summer in all caps up here. Hope you can see that. That is very bright and light too. So I'm just pressing down on my down strokes, giving it another once over, and then these little feet as well. The little serifs on there. Oh no, do you see what I just did? Shoot. Oh no. I don't know if I have any correction tape up here, and this paper is not white anyway. I was not paying attention at all. Sumer. It's Sumer. Do I have any correction tape up here? Oh, shoot. Okay, let me think. How do we get creative, right? Sometimes when you make mistakes, you have to be creative. Let's do, okay, I'm gonna just make a sunshine over this. I don't know if this is gonna work or not, y'all, because you can definitely see the E poking through there, but let's go with it. See if we can remedy that a little bit. So mad at myself. Sumner. Okay. I'm going to do like a little sunshine here. And then another M. We're going to do it really close so it's touching, kind of like the other one was. Oh, that's what happens when you're not paying attention. And that correction tape would cover it up, but you would see it really well because it's stark white. And these pages are creamy off-white. SOMMER. Okay, I have an idea. Man, when you're live, you got to think on your feet. Let's see, blend some orange into the sun behind the E. Okay, I don't have an orange up here with me. I didn't grab the orange. Orange is not one of my favorite. The orange in this set is very like fluorescently kind of orange, but I do have a gold. So I might be able to like, I don't know, y'all. I don't know if it works. But it's going to have to, right? It's going to have to work. All right, let me do a little shadow on the letters here. I'm just going to go along each stroke. Can y'all see that? I don't know if you can. I'll hold it up to the camera so you can see it a little bit closer. I'm doing this because the color, the gold kind of looks more brown than gold. And so at least it's tying together the color around the sun with the letters. But summer, it's okay. Yes, maybe I could grab the orange after this and kind of shade a little bit more with the orange in there too. I should have put it in my jar. I didn't. I needed to because obviously I'm doing summer colors. Okay, what else did y'all say? Pool days, Memorial Day, flags, some flowers. Okay, I got the sun. School's out. Sunshine. Okay. So we'll say summer, and then I'll do Memorial Day down here. Okay, I'm going to do kind of like a mixed style, kind of like a serif, but also some calligraphy. And I'm not going to talk while I do this. So kind of like a little bit of an arc there was what I was going for. You can always go back in and smooth your lines out if needed. There's no shame in that. All right, and then day. Okay, Memorial Day. And then I can do like how about some stars? I love stars. Some smaller ones. There we go. There we go. I like that. That was a good suggestion. Pool days. How about someone said pool? Melissa said pool days. So let's do a blue. I've got this pretty pool blue and then kind of a pale baby blue, or I don't know what you'd call that color. So let's do pool days. What style? We'll do tall and skinny. Monoline. I'm gonna stack them on top of each other, try to make it meet exactly there, the same size. So pool days, it's kind of faint. I'll go over it again. I'm just gonna try to keep it really skinny and not thicken it up. So there's some contrast to those words compared to the other ones. Whoops. Went outside my line just a little bit. Pool days. I wish I could just do a float off the top of my head, but I can't think of what it would look like. Like a little, you know. So let's just do some water instead. And then I have this other blue, which I think is even going to be even lighter. It's hard for you to tell the difference, but it's just like a little bit of a lighter blue. And then popsicle. I see somebody said a popsicle. Lisa said that. Maybe I could draw the bomb pop. Do I have a red? I do. Okay, I've got red, white, got kind of this like grayish color, and then the blue. I also have this, there's like navy and then lighter navy. So let's try that. So I'm going to look at my earrings for an idea of what it should look like. So I'm going to use this color. It's this light blue to actually, let's use this lighter color. You may not be able to see this very well. It's kind of like a light gray. And so it comes up and around like that. And then the little stick. And then this feels weird. Okay. A little popsicle. That's fun. That just feels like summer to me. Very summery. I don't really even like bomb pops that much, but they're so cute. All right, and then the blue's on the bottom. Last night we went to a baseball game for the Tampa Bay Rays as a family. That was a fun outing. We haven't gone to a baseball game in a while, even though we're a baseball family. So we had good seats. The Rays this year, if you're not into baseball, which listen, I don't pay attention to baseball most of the time, even though my boys love it. I don't keep up with baseball around the country. You know what I mean? But the top of the stadium got blown off during the hurricane last year, and they are repairing it, I guess. So this year, the stadium is been moved to Tampa. They're the Tampa Bay Rays, but they play in St. Pete. This is a whole thing in the area. And so it's closer and easier to get to the games. And so we got great cheap tickets last night and went and had so much fun. It was the best. And we got ice cream, and my husband, it was an outdoor game and it was so humid, so muggy. And he comes back up to the stands. I didn't even want ice cream. I let them go. I'm like, I'm good. And he brought me back an ice cream, and it was huge and had sprinkles all over it. And it was, by the time he paid for it and got back up to me, which probably wasn't that long, it was melting so fast. The sprinkles were falling off of it. And it was such a mess. So I like ate a little bit really quick. I'm like, I don't even want this. This huge ice cream. It was comical to watch for sure. They're like, everybody, the rest of my family was trying to eat theirs real fast, and it was like we had ice cream all over us and I had to go find napkins. And anyway, it was funny. I'm like, ugh, I didn't need that. Okay, let's do like a little fun little thing there. I saw picnics. That's a good word. Graduation's a good word. And then watermelons is great too. My daughter loves watermelons. That is like one of her favorite things. I could draw a watermelon. I could put watermelon too. Let's see. I'll say watermelon. I'll just do the word watermelon. This is kind of a dark pink. Water. And then how about melon? So I'm mixing two styles there just for fun to see how we like it. Don't be afraid to try different things, like whatever just pops into your head, you know? Okay, I'm just gonna go back over that and kind of thicken it up a little bit, darken it just a little bit too. Watermelon. I want to do picnics. Let's go. I've got a brighter pink up here. I don't like that pink. See how that's kind of, it's hard to tell. Here's the red with the lighting. It's maybe kind of hard to tell, but like red and then this like dark pink, I guess. And then this is more of maybe the brighter pink. Summer, and then we'll do picnics. And I kind of kept that all in one line. So instead of it bouncing, it's just a straight line. Graduation. Oh, Doris says, now you're just showing off your graphic design skills. Thank you, Doris. You're sweet. Let's see. I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to put the word popsicle right here with this. Popsicle or bomb pop? Popsicle. P-O. It's S, right? Pop. Yeah, S-I-C. You never know when you're kind of on the spot. It's like your brain freezes up. Popsicles. That's cute. And graduation. I feel like graduation should be in black. I don't know why, because a lot of times the robes are black, but not all the time. It's just all the graduations I've been to, they've been in dark colors like navy and what color should I do? I've got this pretty teal. Here, let's turn it sideways and go this way with it. Graduation. I'm being quiet when I'm doing this so I don't make another mistake. And we're running out of room. And kind of bring it around like that. Graduation. So I could do like a little cap or something. Let's see, where would that fit? I always have to think too, graduation caps always look so weird when it's just like a silhouette type image, you know? Let me think, because I did one for that chalkboard for my niece's graduation. Hold on, let me grab a scratch piece of paper. Here, this is like the back of one of these stickers. That's probably not gonna... I should have paper up here, scratch paper. Okay, let's just practice it. So it's kind of like an awkward diamond shape, but it always like feels really weird to draw. And then like that. That's terrible. That's like the stick figure drawing of graduation caps. Let's just go with the flourish. I'm not feeling inspired to draw a graduation cap right now. Just a little flourish there. Picnics. And then let's do another word right here. And then we'll kind of just fill in the gaps and be about done. So, hey, good morning, Roxy. A red checker tablecloth is a cute idea. Don't know how to incorporate that. Listen, I'm not super great at doodles. I always have to look at a picture of something and then sort of like go off the picture. You know what I mean? Mother's Day. Mother's Day is good. Mother's Day. Let's use this pretty like periwinkle purpley color. And I can do a little flower with that. How about that? Mother's Day with a little flower. So I'm wanting to fill in this space. All caps. Mother's Day. And then I'll just do this kind of small cursive, a little bit more monoline because I don't have a ton of room. Mother's Day. And then let's just do what kind of flower would fit there. Maybe I could do a flower up here. Mother's. And just do a little simple daisy. I'm keeping it the same color because I'm hoping that visually you'll associate the flower with the word Mother's Day because they're the same color on here. Put in your little lines, a few little dots. Very, very simple daisy. I'm going to go ahead and do another row of smaller petals there to fill in those gaps. So, Mother's Day, and then I'm just going to do like a little, I'm going to bring the tail of that Y around. Now it looks like an E, probably, D-A-Y-E. Whoops, didn't think about that. Didn't think about that. But it was supposed to look like a flourish. Maybe if I had done a couple little curly cues, it wouldn't have looked as much like an E, just to fill in that little space. So again, like you have to try and think ahead sometimes, and it might, you know, be trial and error, and you might make mistakes. Y'all have seen my mistakes already this morning. And if you just joined us late and you missed what I did with summer, you're going to want to go back and watch the replay and watch how I messed up the word summer. But then we tried to fix it. So I'm going to go back in with some orange and give it a little bit more shading on there. So picnics is fun. Pool days. I love this so much. Is there anything else that we could say? We could say school's out. I have to do it really small though. Somebody had said school's out. I've got a green. I think this page needs a little bit of green for summer. So I'm going to put kind of small here. I hope I can fit it in. S-C-H-O. School's out. There we go. School's out and bugs out. School's out, bugs out. Mosquitoes are out too. Thank you, Karen. You make me feel better. Look, Karen said, love how summer turned out. Thank you. That makes me feel better. I always say that the being creative, you have to figure out creative ways to fix your mistakes. And so there's nothing like doing it on a live though, whenever people are watching you. The pressure's on. That's sweet of you. Sandals. That's a good word. That is a good word. I could put that in here. How about flip-flops? Flip-flops for summer. And I've got this last color, this hot, bright green. And so we'll do flip-flops. I'm kind of going behind, like it looks like it's behind the May flops. Cute. It's done. So there's our little journaling page, and that's so fun. Good doodles, good suggestions. I appreciate y'all helping me figure out what to put. And if you're just joining us too, we are doing this because I got a brand new notebook. And so we also picked the stickers for the front of it, and we picked the stickers for the back of it to decorate it up. But I've got a brand new notebook now to start and go to the homeschool convention and do some of the notes for that. So this is I said earlier, the Look Germ 1917 notebook. And the link to like my favorite Amazon stuff is in the comments. I believe it's in the pinned comments, hopefully. Oh, it might not be in the pinned comment. It might be in the description for the video. And so you can look these up if you're interested. I believe these touch pens that I was using are also on that list so that you can see exactly what it was that I was using for this today. So tomorrow I will be back at 10 o'clock because I wanted to do a Memorial Day project, and I'm going to refresh this chalkboard. Oh, hold on. Okay. So I have this chalkboard, and this is from last year. I did Life and Liberty for the 4th of July last year. So I'm going to take this off with you and show you the way that I like to do chalkboard, but we're going to do it with one of these templates. So the two that I have are Fallen But Not Forgotten, and then Freedom Isn't Free. And so I thought I would do this one with y'all tomorrow, and we'll put that design onto this chalkboard together. So I'll be back tomorrow at 10. That's the plan. If you want to join me back here, I would love to have you, and we can chit chat a little bit more while we do that. So thank you for joining me today. It was good to be with you. I thought this live was going to be much shorter, but it took us a little while to figure out those stickers. But again, if you want to grab some of the stickers, I showed a bunch of them at the beginning. They are waterproof. You can put them on your cup and put them in the dishwasher, and they hold up years later. They do such a good job. They don't fade or anything, and everything's 20% off right now for Memorial Day. So just use the code America20 at crystalwitten.com, and everything pretty much in the shop is on sale for the next few days. So you can enjoy that if you want to. I'm not here to like push you hard on that. Just wanted to share that it was available. And I know sometimes it's just fun to refresh your house. The tea towels are on there too for the 20% off. This is the God Bless America one. It's my favorite. I love it so much. And I only have a few of these left, like maybe 10. So, and I'm not reprinting them. So anyway, that's all. But y'all have a wonderful day, and love being here with you today. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow morning at 10. All right, bye.